محمد وآل محمد. يا الله يا رحمن، اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وآل محمد. يا علي. MashaAllah, brother, Ya Ali is Ya Ali. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض. يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم. هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين. وآخرين منهم لما يلحقوا بهم وهو العزيز الحكيم. ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من يشاء والله ذو الفضل العظيم. صدق الله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد عجل فرجهم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وشكرا لله وسلام على المرسلين وكفى بالله وكيلا ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله والعلي العظيم. When it is Friday and another Friday bypasses, it reminds us that another week goes by and we're still sitting in absence of our Imam. And that's why when you think back on a week like this, when Ahl Bayt of Imam Hussain are on the way to Sham to go to Yazid's Darbar, and also it happens to be the year anniversary of Shahadat of Imam Sajjad, alayhi salam, it reminds us that we know very little about Imam Sajjad, except those that have been told us in a majalis like this. That's why having majalis is important for us also to teach the next generation. But we have a unique circumstance that unfortunately in this day and age, and not us, only our center, but all the centers systematic and ironically, even in Iran, in Pakistan, and other places, is empty from the youth. And it makes you wonder if, don't criticize nobody, but why aren't we successful in bringing the youth so we can teach them about this? Now, the other thing is that Imam Sajjad, 34 years, he was the Imam after Imam Hussein's Shahada. And in these 34 years, if we read the Sahifa Sajjadiyah, we have wonderful du'as. We have wonderful histories about Imam Sajjad and how much he carries the name Sajjad, how much he has to spend in Sajda. He did not do the uprising. He did not go after revenging the blood of Imam Hussain. That's why it's so important that Imam Zamanana has to come to take that revenge. Right? It's not even up to us. Imam Zaman will take care of that business. But it makes you wonder that how come we don't know that much about Imam Sajjad, and with that retrospect, we don't know much about Imam Zamanana. Some of us, we do not even say salawat, there are people that that out there that you say, do you want to do something for Imam Zamanana? He says, I'm not that type of person. They do not even want to respect to do one single thing, one single favor for Imam Zamanana. And that's the level of ignorance that we deal with, unfortunately. So that's why, like last week, I told you there is this dua, this wonderful dua. It says, Allahumma arresni binafsik. Allah, help me to deal with my nafs ammara. Because if it gets out of hand, we don't know our Imam. فَإِن لَمْ يَعْرِفْ نَفْسِكَ لَمْ يَعْرِفْ نَبِيِّكَ. We don't know our Nabi. We don't know our Rasul. We don't know who we are following. And then, Allahumma arresni binabiyyik. فَإِن لَمْ يَعْرِفْ نَبِيِّكَ لَمْ يَعْرِفْ حُجَّتِكَ. We don't know Imam Hujjat. So because the level of ignorance gets that to the point. Allahumma arresni min hujjatik. فَإِن لَمْ يَعْرِفْ حُجَّتِكَ زَلَلْتُ الدِّينِ. We will be missing and losing our deen. So, inshallah, I invite you to, if nothing else, in the qurub, in sunset of Jum'ah, this is the dua that we have, that we are in Khusran. We don't know our Imam, and we certainly don't get the opportunity to help this Imam to make the zuhur and take the revenge of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
بر محمد و آل محمد صلوات. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. For the love of the Holy Prophet and his holy family, please recite the second salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. For the reappearance of our awaited Savior, please recite the third salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The marsiya that I have tonight is about the shahadat of Imam Ali ibn al-Hussain Zainul Abidin alayhi salatu wassalam. شہید سے کوئی شمشیر کا مزہ پوچھے، مریض سے کوئی اکسیر کا مزہ پوچھے، اسیر سے کوئی زنجیر کا مزہ پوچھے، یتیم سے کوئی دلگیر کا مزہ پوچھے، ہر ایک پہ گزرا زمانے میں رنج و غم ہے سہانا عابد بیمار سا، سہانا عابد بیمار سا علم ہے شہید ہوتے ہوئے باپ کو پسر دیکھے، انی پنیزے کی ہے سرے پدر دیکھے، جوان بھائی کا نکلا ہوا جگر دیکھے، پھوپھی کو آنکھوں سے بلوے میں نہ گے سر دیکھے، کسی نبی پانا اس طرح کے علم گزرے، جو اس مریض پہ ہر طرح کے، جو اس مریض پہ ہر طرح کے ستم گزرے، شدید تپ میں وہ کانٹوں پہ چلنا عابد کا، پہن کے بیڑیاں ہر ایک قدم پہ گر پڑنا، وہ ظلم و جور ستم گر حرم کا شور بکا، وہ جس میں لاغر عابد وہ دھوپ و درہ، سوائے شکر خدا کچھ نہ کہتے تھے سجاد، دعائے امت آسی میں رہے دعائے امت آسی میں رہتے تھے سجاد. پھر آیا کانٹوں پا سجاد کو برہنا پا, نبی کے کنبے کو بلوے میں لے گئے آدھا, جلایا خیمہ ناموس سید زیجا, پھرا کے بلوے میں زندہ میں قید کرے ڈالا. تماشا دیکھنے سب اہل شام آتے تھے, حیا سے اہل حرم گردنے, حیا سے اہل حرم گردنے جھکاتے تھے. ستم کے بعد ہوا قید سے جو چھٹکارا, لہیں سے باپ کا سر اس یتیم نے مانگا, سر حسین خزانے سے ہند نے بھیجا, سوار اونٹ و پکنبا ہوا پیمبر کا, لحد میں لاش غریبوں کی ہائے دھرنے چلے, میں بطول کو پیوند خاک, میں بطول کو پیوند خاک کرنے چلے. جو پہنچے کربو بلا بے دے اسیر بلا, پدر کو دے کے کفن خاک میں رکھا لاشا, لپٹ کے خبر سے چلائے یوں کہ اے بابا, وطن کو جاتا ہوں لو آخری میرا مجرا. وطن سے آیا تھا کس شان سے یہاں ہے, لٹا کے گھر کو میں جاتا ہوں نیم, لٹا کے گھر کو میں جاتا ہوں نیم جا ہے. لکھا ہے یوں کہ وطن آئے جب شہ والا, پدر کی یاد میں ہر وقت کرتے تھے نالا, نظر جو آتا تھا پانی تو روتے تھے مولا, ہمیشہ آنکھوں میں پھرتا تھا دستے کرے وہ بلا. پدر کے بعد بھی راحت ملی نابد کو, دوبارہ قید کیا اس غریب, دوبارہ قید کیا اس غریب زاہد کو. وطن سے لے گئے پھر قید کر کے بانی شر, ہوئی بھتیجے کے ہمراہ زینب مستر. قریب شام جو پہنچے وہ دونوں نوحگر, لگایا بیلچہ زینب کی پشت کے اوپر. سفر میں زینب بے کس سے چھٹ گئے سجاد, دیار شام میں پھر آ کے لٹے, دیار شام میں پھر آ کے لٹے گئے سجاد. پھوپھی کو سونپ کے جنگل میں سید والا, مدینے میں ہوا داخل وہ بے کس و تنہا. ولید شام کے حاکم نے زہر بھجوایا, وہ سم کے کھاتے ہی عابد نے کی جہاں سے خزا. ملک پہورو ملک عرش کو ہلانے لگے, زمیں پہ جن و بشر سر پہ خاک, زمیں پہ جن و بشر سر پہ خاک اڑانے لگے. محب و داغے علم دل پدھر گئے سجاد, جو کھایا زہر تو صد حیف مر گئے سجاد. نبی کی آل کو بے آس کر گئے سجاد, یتیم ہو گئے باخر گزر گئے سجاد. سر اپنا پیٹے مرخد سے مصطفیٰ نکلے, کلیجہ تھام کا کلیجہ تھام کے کیوں کر نفع, کلیجہ تھام کے کیوں کر نفع تے ماں نکلے. صلوات اللہ. صلی علی محمد وآلہ
محمد وآل محمد بلند تر صلوات.
صلی علی محمد وآلہ پھر بھی بابا سے بلند تر صلوات. کیونکہ مرثیہ ہو چکا ہے تو میں بس چند اشاعت مولا کی جو ہے وہ شہادت کے لحاظ سے پڑھوں گا. بابا سے بلند تر صلوات. اللہم صلی علی محمد وآلہ محمد. میں سوچتا ہوں کہ عابد کا حال کیا ہوگا. میں سوچتا ہوں کہ عابد کا حال کیا ہوگا. اسیر ہو کہ وہ جب شام میں گیا ہوگا. میں سوچتا ہوں سنا ہے شام میں جاتے ہی خون رونے لگا. سنا ہے شام میں جاتے ہی خون رونے لگا. نہ جانے شمر نے اس وقت کیا کہا ہوگا. نہ جانے شمر نے اس وقت کیا کہا ہوگا. میں سوچتا ہوں گلے کے طوق نے عابد کو کیا جھکانا تھا. گلے کے طوق نے عابد کو کیا جھکانا تھا. وہ اپنے کھوئے ہوئے لال ڈھونڈتا ہوگا. وہ اپنے کھوئے ہوئے لال ڈھونڈتا ہوگا. اور وہ یاد کرتا تو ہوگا وطن کی شاہی کو. وہ یاد کرتا تو ہوگا وطن کی شاہی کو. بہن کو دفن جب پردیس میں کیا ہوگا. بہن کو دفن جب پردیس میں کیا ہوگا. اور وہ ظلم دیکھے ہیں سجاد نے حسین کے بعد، وہ ظلم دیکھے ہیں سجاد نے حسین کے بعد، مجھے یقین ہے کہ اب تک بھی رو رہا ہوگا، مجھے یقین ہے کہ اب تک بھی رو رہا ہوگا۔ اور جو غور کیجے تو عابد بشر نہیں لگتا، میرے خیال میں دکھ درد کا خدا ہوگا، میں سوچتا ہوں کہ عابد کا حال کیا ہوگا، اسیر ہو کہ وہ جب شام میں گیا ہوگا، میں سوچتا ہوں۔
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد۔
نعرہ تکبیر،
اللہ اکبر،
نعرہ رسالت،
یا رسول اللہ،
نعرہ حیدری،
آمین۔
درود امام زمانہ علیہ السلام بلند تر صلوات۔
اللهم صل على محمد وآل
رحم الله من قرأ الفاتحة. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين بارئ الخلائق أجمعين فاطر السماوات والأرضين، ثم الصلاة على رسوله الكريم جد الحسن والحسين مولانا ومولى الثقلين أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الغر الميامين المحجلين، والعنة على أعدائهم أجمعين وغاصب حقوقهم ومنكر فضائلهم من يومنا هذا إلى قيام يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله تعالى في كتابه الحكيم وقوله الحق. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ومن جاء بالحسنة فله أشر أمثالها ومن جاء بالسيئة ولا يجزى إلا مثلها وهم لا يظلمون. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. This is the best time for dua, so I'm requesting please recite Surah Fatah for all your marhumi, especially the marhumi of the sponsor, so they can get sawab. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta 'alaihim ghayril maghdubi 'alaihim waladdallin. Nawab Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahu samad. Lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qul huwallahu ahad. Allahu samad. يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الله أحد الله الصمد. Please recite salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. My sister, today's topic is hasana or good deed. Because when we come to Majalis, we try to understand the religion, and religion came for human being to practice to get reward, and that rewards unit called hasana. So when we try to perform any act, either good or bad, so if we performing good act, it's called hasana. Opposite of that called sayya. In this verse, Allah is giving very good message, but misunderstood many times, because I saw the many English translation, and they're translating like whoever do one good deed, we're going to add 10 more in that, which is not right translation. If you see the Arabic structure of the sentence, is different. Allah is saying, Man ja'a bil hasanate falahu ashru amthalaha. Allah is saying, whoever bring good deed for us, we're going to add 10 more. So performing is something else, and taking to day of judgment is something else. So you not only perform the good deed, but you have to save it to transfer to hereafter, where you can get 10 extra for that. So what we're going to learn today is, number one, what is the right definition of hasana? Number two, there's a deeper meaning of hasana. You can make like some good deed more better, and you have more reward for that. There's always chance of improvement. And number two, which things stop transferring the good deed from here to there? That's very important things to know. And number three, what is the best deed to perform to preserve all the good deeds? And there's like the discussion is that. And if I have time, inshallah, there's two more things about that. Why the riwayah said about Imam Ali alayhi salam, love is the best hasana. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. There's hadith which is narrated by Sunni Shia scholars. What is the true meaning of that? That's inshallah discussion of today. As much as time permit me, inshallah, I'm going to discuss these points today to improve our things. I gave a slogan. You see, when I asked, this is like the one thing you keep in your mind in the beginning, so you can put like the all the information right place. And I asked the people why you came to America. So the people answer, because we came here to improve our life and make dollars, right? Earn dollars. You say, no, you're not coming here to make money. You're coming here to perform good deeds. To do acquire the good deeds means you have to make hasana, not make dollars. Recite salwa. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And that's like the main thing. You're coming in United States or any other country, you're migrating. Your purpose of migration is not to improve your life, but improve your good deeds. So even you go earn like the dollars, you make good money. If you are earning your livelihoods through halal manners, is also considered hasana. That is also hasana. So hasana have very wide meaning. So let me just explain first what deed is considered good deed. So this Ayatollah Jawad Amli, he is a very good philosopher, and he explained that ayat very nicely. I never seen before. You see, I surprised too. He said, Hasna and Sayya, according to physical existence, have no difference sometime. That is very difficult to understand. And you have to distinguish through deeper understanding. Because he, like the quote, the example, two people are praying. You think this is hasna, but may not be both salat is equal. Two people are maybe eating. You think this is maybe hasana, but you cannot like the define correctly unless you go in deeper investigation. How? So when people are eating, this eating is considered mubah. But how it become hasana and convert into good deeds is based on three things. Number one, what he is eating, why is he eating, and what energy he going to get and where he going to utilize his energy. So two people are praying, but both are praying the salat. One intention to show off, one intention to just serve his Lord command and order. So one become hasna, one become sayya. So he says sayya and hasna is not based on the physical act, is based on your intention and niyat. So that's very important thing. So when we see the act, we cannot like see, oh, this is the good deed, unless this good deed is come with three basic things. Number one, iman. Number two, the niyat of qurbatan ilallah. Number three is very important, is done according to Sharia law. Recite salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So if these three things include in that, right, that is make hasana. Otherwise not. Hasana means like the something which rewardable, good act, which you can get thawab for that, is based on your iman, niyat of seeking nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and done according to Sharia. If one of thing is missing, it's become sayya, it's not become hasna, you're not going to get reward for that. That's one thing. Okay. I give you better example so you can understand, inshallah. This example is more suitable for like the people to keep in the mind, that there's no doubt in that. Number one is whenever, like you see, two people are using knife and cutting his stomach. One is going behind the bar, one is getting good reward, money, right? So why the similar act have two opposite act, like the effect? One going behind the bar, one is getting good reward in dollars. You see, because one is cutting the stomach, he's a doctor with a knife, and his intention to give him cure, give him life, so he get money. One is like the murderer. He cutting the stomach with the knife to kill him, so he go to behind the bar. So using the knife and cutting the stomach is same act, but niyat is different. So you reward differently in the word. So when you reward differently, Allah going to reward according to the same law. Recite salat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Ya Ali. So this is the number one, like the concept to keep in your mind, that when we want to make our deeds good, we always check these three things, and that's very important. So now when we come to the iman is also one of the discussing point. We have to inshallah discuss in separate discussion. But this hadith which normally I want to quote today, and then we go to how we improve our deeds. That's the main thing. So give you some at least 5-6 deeds we perform regularly, how we make it more rewardable. That's main point is. But here, this is another like hadith which related to this ayat, and then I'm going to discuss inshallah and explain you why Allah said man jabil hasanate falahu ashram salih. Allah said whoever bring the good deeds to me, I will add 10 more. That means reward is not in this world. Actual reward you're going to see in day of judgment. So Allah is making one good deed equal to 11. Sometimes it's more, but this is minimum reward you're going to get. So which thing like stop like transferring good deed from here to there? This hadith explained more easily. So I can explain to you inshallah in shortest time, and when I have more time I can discuss more on some reward. Hadith from Sunni Shia source, very famous hadith. Hubbe alin hasanatun la yavurru ma'a sayya. Or bughzu alin sayyatun la yanfu ma'a hasana. Beautiful hadith. You say, love of Imam Ali is a good deed. No bad deed is hurt with that or have negative impact on you with this good deed. Other side is said, the head of Imam Ali or books of Imam Ali is a sayya, or like saying no good deeds going to be beneficiable with that. Recite salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. And this hadith is narrated by our very distinguished and like the authentic ulama. In Ihqaqul Haq, Shaykh Qazi Nurullah Shostri mentioned this thing in Ihqaqul Haq. He narrated from three different sides. Sunni sources also he narrated, and Ayatollah Marshi Najafi, he gave note on that. So there's no doubt in hadith. This hadith is very authentic, and but we have to understand the explanation of this hadith, how the love of Imam Ali is essential for any good deeds, because no good deed is going to be beneficiable without the love of Imam Ali alayhi salam. That's the hadith says. This hadith is authentic. And even some people are doing lots of good deeds, but there's no love of Imam Ali, they're not going to get any reward in hereafter. Ya Ali. So this hadith is Sayya and Hasana is defined very nicely. And I give you some example for that. And you will inshallah always keep in your mind, you do not have any kind of like the doubt in that, because of my way of like the discussion is I give you logical proof, it's fit in your mind and you'll never forget, because this is logical discussion. You cannot deny when we put logic behind our conversation. So that is main thing. So why Hubbi Ali is best deed or good deed, which also give you best reward for your deeds? Because Imam Ali wilayat is not like this order of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, is order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we are loving Imam Ali alayhi salam because Allah told us to follow Imam Ali alayhi salam. So actually love of Imam Ali is not for sake of Imam Ali, it's for sake of love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to become obedient to him. So as we say, it must be according to Sharia, according to law of religion. If we are performing our deeds without law of religion, if I change anything in my salat or my fast, then I'm not going to get reward for that. So when we try to perform our deeds according to Sharia, we have to get from the right source. When we're getting from right source, first source is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but Allah cannot come to us and give us knowledge. So he selected prophets. And we are from the Ummah of Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So to get right the knowledge from Imam Ali, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when Prophet died, he appointed Imam Ali to get the right religion from him. And that's the fact. If you are performing your deeds correctly, this is the reason we follow Imam Ali alayhi salam. Whoever left the Imam Ali, they make mistake in their deeds. Their deeds are not matched with the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam's deed. We have not only one, we have many like the discussion about it. Whoever leave Imam Ali, he actually not on right path. I mentioned before time, because when this ayat revealed Ahdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, people came to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and asked, what is the Sirat al-Mustaqim? And they ask from themselves, is Quran is Sirat al-Mustaqim? Is Prophet you are Sirat al-Mustaqim? Tawrat is Sirat al-Mustaqim? Injil is Sirat al-Mustaqim? Zubur is Sirat al-Mustaqim? Prophet denied and said, no, Tawrat, Injil, Zubur is not Sirat al-Mustaqim. Even said Quran is not. He says Sirat al-Mustaqim. Imam Ali is coming, he hold his in, he is the Sirat al-Mustaqim. Ya Ali. He said, why? He said, Quran is Sirat al-Mustaqim. But if you understand Quran without Ali, you're not going to get right answers. You're not going to understand what is the meaning of Quran. You have to get the Quran from Imam Ali alayhi salam. So he is the Sirat al-Mustaqim. So whenever you pray 10 times in a day, say Ahdina Sirat al-Mustaqim, then Ahdina Sirat al-Mustaqim means you have to keep in your mind you are following the path of Imam Ali alayhi salam. So without following Imam Ali, you never get to the right path. And all the deeds you're going to find the right path. So right path, you have to come on right path, and that is the right path is Imam Ali alayhi salam. Now the facts is there, you can analyze. Wherever you go and check the deeds, if they miss the Imam Ali, you cannot get the right practice of religion. I give a few examples. Honestly, this is a very common thing, things just to understand. If you leave the Imam Ali, you pray the salat, but shaitan going to interrupt your salat and break before you complete by turning your face from Qibla, and that is the mistake people are making because they are not following Imam Ali. So your salat is incomplete because you are leaving the Qibla before you complete the salam. Salam is the part of the salat. And what he made, he turned your face before you complete your salat is not rewardable for you. So Hasana becomes Sayya because Bughz Ali is there. Recite Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Madad, Haq Haidar. Same thing the shaitan. Shaitan is very smart. He don't want to like the deny you from the good deeds. He's not going to stop you from doing good deeds. He's very smart. He asks you to do good deed, but make mistake before it's completed. So you waste your time and not get reward. You see, people feel like this is the natural instinct from your like the spirit, from your ruh to perform good deeds, right? Because human created like that. You feel hungry where you're like the spirit demand good deeds. So the, when Muslims are reading Quran, they say Aqimus Salat, they have to pray. When they pray, Shaitan cannot stop. You say, I can stop in the place where you're not going to understand. Same thing when you the fast. Yes, fast is recommended in Islam, so they're going to fast. But before the time arrive, you open the fast, you're going to break your fast. So get 60 more on your shoulder in place of get sawab of one. Hubbi alin hasanatun la yadur ma sayya. I'm going to explain. But other side, bughzu alin sayya la yanfo ma hasana. Ali is like the head is a bad deed, which like ruin you all the good deeds. You're not going to get reward for your any good deeds. That's the facts of that. People go for Hajj. In place of completing the Hajj, they come without like the Tawaf Nisa. When they come home, the relationship is doubtful. Recite Salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And this everything I don't have time to go, but I can give you these two examples. You see, you have to pay your like the dues on right office. If you give your wrong office, I give example. You said that in America, you see, I don't know what is the Missouri law is. You see, you have like the light bills and like the water bill, right? I don't know. They come on same time, same place or different place. Yeah, different. Okay, so here's the difference. In some city, I went like that. I gave the example. So no, Maulana, it is one office. So you have to make sure there are two different offices. Okay, so you pay your light bill to like the water, like the office, and water office to light office. Both going to cut off, right? Salawat. Allahumma salli Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. You lose your like the water and electricity both, right? Same thing. People are paying khumsu zakat to the people they are not deserving. You have to give to khumsu zakat to Ahlul Bayt. Their rights are there. So when they're paying to someone else, they're going to be accountable for their dues in day of judgment and not going to reward for whatever money they are donating for sake of zakat and khums. Recite salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So that phrase is more difficult. I made it easy to understand. Bughzu alim sayyatun la yanfu ma hasana. Ali's head is a bad deed. No good deed is going to be beneficial for you. That is understandable, right? I gave you 5 or 6 examples very easily. Now come to other like the side. Hubbi alin hasanatun la yadhurru ma sayya. That is very misunderstood too. I can give you some examples. You can check why the Hubbi ali is a good deeds. There's no bad deeds going to hurt with it or have negative impact on you. So that is again a good discussion to understand, and we have to realize that things. Number one, when you're doing good deeds and your good deeds are performed according to these like the criteria I explained in the beginning, iman according to sharia and for sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? You have to keep in your account. You do not allow to delete it or maybe transfer to someone else's account. That's inshallah we get time. I'm going to explain to these things too. Doing good deeds is not enough according to this ayat. This warning for us. Man ja'bil hasanate means bring the deed to hereafter, not to only perform. So when we're performing our good deeds, how the good deeds are not transfer from this word to another word. There's a 4 main thing I can explain right now. It's a limited time. Number 1, kufr destroyed all the good deeds. Someone have no iman, there's no reward in hereafter. So this very like the burning question asked by our youth many times. You see, in today's world, the most generous people are non-Muslims. According to like the whatever data you see from news and other places, most generous people in the world are non-Muslim. They donate in huge amount, right? So what going to happen to them? There's 2 things. Number 1, if they have iman, or maybe they are not get the right message of the religion, they have valid excuse, their judgment going to be different. But people, they are well aware of like the religion, they know there's a creator, he sent the prophets, there's a last messenger, there's a last book, and they deny purposely, and then their treatment going to be different. So there's two type of the people, some are ignorant, some are purposely denying the facts, and in this case Allah going to judge with his mercy and whatever. But if someone have no iman, he can get the reward in this world for his good deeds, because Allah never destroy the good deeds, even done by non-Muslims. But treatment is different. The non-Muslims are doing the good deeds, they get reward in this world. Through in many ways, Allah increase their life, give them sustenance, give them progeny, they give so many things they get, and that is the like the reward for them. But not transfer to hereafter. Transferring the good deeds here to in hereafter is necessary to have iman, and after the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, believing in prophethood, and after the Ghadir, wilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib is Allah. So these three things is necessary. To complete iman is necessary to transfer the good deeds. But this is the only kufr. Then nifaq, person become munafiq. Nifaq is also destroy the good deeds. Munafiq also not going to get the reward in hereafter. There's another debate and discussion because I don't have time to go in these things. Number three things which destroy the good deeds, which is denying the wilayat of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. That's also I said this, the hadith is there, which I quote for this. Now this more difficult things. When you perform the good deeds, right, and our good deeds may be transferred to someone else's account, and his mistakes and gunah transferred to our account. That's only one very dangerous situation, and be aware of that. And that is called ghibat. When do backbiting, due to the backbiting, our good deeds transfer in the account, we backbite about. And his mistakes come to in our account. So that is very difficult. We can like the ask forgiveness for our own mistake. When someone else like the mistakes added in our account, we don't know what to ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Recite salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So this only dangerous situation when this opposite transition occur. When our good deeds transfer in someone else's account, so we have to be aware of that thing. We have to check we are not backbiting. Alhamdulillah, we never do that thing as a good person. We try to avoid this situation. If accidentally someone done, he has to ask forgiveness from the person and make some kind of good like propagation for him, so his like value is demean way to increase it again. That is only treatment available for backbiting. If due to backbiting someone's respect is demean, we have to make it up again by praising him, by doing good for him or praying for him. This only treatment is there. Also asking forgiveness, but we try to bring it back. This is the best payback to him. So this is the one thing to remember in this condition. So good deeds transfer from this world, where our good and bad deeds transfer in each other accounts. There is no doubt. But while asaman jabil hasanate, so let's come to why like the Imam Ali's love is with the love of Imam Ali, no bad deeds. So there's a four options, four explanations are given under this riwayat explanation. Number one, if someone love really Imam Ali, true love, like our Maharaja, like the greatest scholars, they follow step by step. When Imam Ali is masoom, right? If I give you example to follow toward that lead, you seen the Imam after Imam Ali, Janab Zainab, and Hazrat Abbas, you cannot find a single mistake in their life, right? So that means if follow, like people follow like that, they have no bad deed at all. So why the bad deed is going to hurt them? We never perform it. We go to the, like not only Imam Hazrat Abbas and Zainab, if you go to the next level, Miqdad, Ammar, Salman, they also followed Imam Ali like true followers, and also they have no bad deeds in their account. So then you have true love, no bad deeds going to come to you and not going to hurt you. So you come in our Majlis life. We're living today. Why the life is wrong? I gave you last time this like the perfect reason when I'm discussing about like the wuzu long time ago. I gave you proof. This is the proof. when you follow the religion, Allah going to prolong your life. Well, all the Maraji right now, they are followed by a different community, they're all 90 plus. So that means, and they have like the perfect sense. They talk to you, they can answer your questions without any problem. If you go in other world and talk to this age group of the people, they cannot even talk to you properly. They don't have the kind of sensibility. But here is exists. Why? Because due to following the religion, Allah giving you reward in this world and also hereafter. So this is the proof. So when they follow that way, no bad deeds. Means you're not going to perform the bad deed. This, but no, other side, no. Yes, as like us, we make mistakes in our life. So when we make the mistake, why this riwayat is saying, with the love of Imam Ali, no bad deeds going to hurt you. Quran says that thing, not I'm saying. This is the Quranic word. What say? Innal hasnat yuzhibna sayyat. Whenever a person perform bad deeds, if he performing the good deed, right, his bad deed going to delete it because of good deed. This Quran says, it's not like the riwayat, this Quran. Innal hasnat yuzhibna sayyat. By the good deeds, you can delete your bad deeds. And this will happen in our life several times. If we have like the argument with someone and it's create like the any kind of like the bad relationship, and we have like the kind of like the books in our heart for that person, any kind of animosity. At the time, if we forgive him, right, shake hand or hug, and we forgive him, then that bad effect of fight is gone. We again friend. We again friend. If someone becomes sick and he get right medicine, he heal, his health is restored. Same way when we make mistake, if we perform the good deed, our good deed going to delete our bad deeds. This Quran is saying. So it's many ways we can like the delete our bad deeds by doing good deeds. Second thing, not only like the doing the good deeds and deleting our bad deeds in this way, the other way. Tawbah, for asking forgiveness. When you make mistake, Allah give us tawfiq tawbah and we ask forgiveness. Allah is so kind and merciful, He forgive. Even Riwayat said someone made mistake and he asked forgiveness, he's like he never performed the bad deed. So forgiveness, again, one of the things which, and that is the Riwayat says, the people, when they go to the end of their life, they're not going to die. Without tawbah, Allah give them tawfiq tawbah because of love of Imam Ali alayhi salam. That's called Hubbu Aliin Hasanatun La Yazurru Ma Sayya. A person who is true believer of Imam Ali alayhi salam, he not going to leave this world without asking forgiveness and getting forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when you go to the another world, you are clean and get the reward of your good deeds. Ya Ali. So that is like the one of the another translation of that. So this is the two way you can make your good deeds reserved and saved to transfer to the another world. And Imam Ali Islam's love is really effective in making our good deeds good. Because limited time, I have more like the explanation underneath that. And inshallah, I'm going to give more explanation if some other discussion we get chance, inshallah. But now, good deeds also improvable. You see, sometimes we say 197 times Allah used this word hasana in the Quran. How many times? 197 times word he, sin, nun, hasan is used in different form. If you research, I found a very good things. This root word, he, sin, nun, hasan, is used in 12 tribes, 12 different like the verbs and noun. That means if you find really hasana is come through these 12 sources, whichever 12 Imam alayhi salam. Recite salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Now, when you pray this dua in your salat, you're going to enjoy more, right? What do you say? Bismillah ar-Rahman Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Okay, this is the question. Okay. Oh Allah, give me the hasana in this word. Hasana means good deed. So you can perform good deed here. I mean, hereafter there is no good deed. You're not going to perform. There is no salat, no ibadat, nothing there, right? Is there ibadat? No, your salat is finished as soon as you die. Whatever salat is wajib upon you is wajib from the date you died before that, right? Rosa is before that. All khums is all everything before that, right? Why we say Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana? Oh Allah, give me the good deed in this world and hereafter. That means some good deeds you can perform here and there. You can perform the good deeds here and there, right? So I can give you the best example. You see, because we are commemorating the Shahadat of Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. What Imam said? Imam said, when a mu'min look at the other mu'min's believers' face with the love is ibadat. So looking each other's face with the love is considered hasana, is ibadat. When a people look at their parents, like children look at their parents' face, is also hasana, is ibadat. And Allah not going to reward like the small amount of like the reward for your hasana. Each look on your parents, like the face, with the love is equal to one hajj. This hadith from Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And I was when I discussing, you see, when I discussing hajj with the, like the very young kids in the Jafariya, when I was like the reciting my first Ashra, I said, why am to discuss with you hajj? You're going to perform hajj very old age. But today, if you want to like the make like the reward of hajj, you have to perform at least as many hajj you can. How? You have to look at your parents' face with the love every day. So then I gave them homework. How many hajj you're going to perform by tomorrow? You see, most courageous person say, I'm going to make like the 20 hajj. He said, I'm going to make my parents 20 times happy. I said, no, looking is not enough. You have to look with the love. So they feel kind of happiness in the heart. Allah going to reward you sawab of hajj because your parents are happy. You have to make them happy. You have to serve them. You have to go to them. Do something for them so they pray for you. As soon as they start praying for you, Allah transferring the hajj reward in your account. So these are due. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Let me quote like the one good hadith here, like this also like the good thing to remember. I don't know, I mentioned here or not. You see, according to the Imam Ali Razal Salam, you have 5 parents. According to the hadith of Imam Ali Razal Salam, you have 5 parents. 2 are your biological parents, 2 are your in-laws. They come in same category. Right? So especially women, they say, okay, when after I get like the married, I transfer to my husband's house, I lose this benefit. Right? I do not have my parents with me to look at their face and get this reward. So they say, no, you don't lose. You can transfer. You are like the parenthood from there to here. And you look on your last face and you get the same reward. So who is the 5th person? The mentor who give you the right guidance in your life. Your teachers. Your alim. Recite salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. So you make any of these 5 people happy, Allah give you reward of hajj. So you know, if sometime people are really lucky to have all 5 around them and look at their face and make multiple sawab of hajj, but if not, at least they can find one among them to get reward from them in their life. This is the hadith says you have to make reward for yourself. So hasana means like if you see. So now you come to the next point. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasana wa qina adhaban nar. Allah give me the good deed in this world and hereafter. That means hereafter one meaning is to transfer there. These good deeds are saved. Other things I able to make the good deeds means I meet my parents, I meet my like the people that are also close to me. I see their face. But most important, when Prophet said that looking at the face of Imam Ali is ibadah. النظر إلى وجه علي ibn Abi Talib ibadah, and we Ya Ali. So at the time of death, we're going to see Imam Ali. In the grave, we're going to see Imam Ali. In the day of judgment, we're going to see Imam Ali. We ask you, Allah, I live with the love of Imam Ali in this world. When I die, see the face of Imam Ali and get intercession from him and go with him in the paradise. Ya Ali. So this man, so when we have true love, is really convinced by many manners we have right way of our life, success in our life. Like let me give you 1 or 2 examples to how we to make deeds in the best deed. So what is main like the purpose of this discussion from today? If you go home, please check one thing. When you open your like the bank app, right? I don't know how often you open, and you check, okay, what is the like the today's balance in my account, right? Is whatever check I deposit is there or not? Whatever like bills I paid is already paid off or not, right? You check. It's necessary. Otherwise, you're not going to like the save your money. Is it mistakenly taken from someone? You cannot reclaim after certain days, right? So you have to check regularly. That's your habit. So please check. Imam Hassan as-Salam said, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Who is not checking his needs every day, he is not belong to us. So you have to check our deeds. How you check your deeds? First, you have to know what is the responsibility on my shoulder according to Sharia. My salat is done correctly. If this is Ramzan, I fast or not. If it's a day of homes, I paid or not. Responsibility of parents, responsibility of children. You have lots of responsibility. Even responsibility of your employer. All come under the same way. I'm honest with myself. I'm honest with other people. I'm dealing with according to Islamic Sharia. Whatever I spend the whole day, I sleep according to Islamic, like the recommendation. I eat according to Islamic recommendation. Whatever you done whole day, you check if I done everything according to Islamic law, then you accumulate lots of good deeds. But sometimes we made mistake. You say what I mistake I made, and you ask forgiveness before you sleep. You have at least 8 hours to stop your bad deeds recorded in your deed book. And if you're checking your deeds before you sleep, you have most probably time to ask forgiveness before it's become permanent in your account. So check what you done. So as I tell you, came here for making good deeds, not making only money. Because making money in right way is also good deed. Recite Salwa. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. But what is the main point of discussion? As I conclude, because I have limited time, you have to focus as a very smart person. You have to focus to how you make your good deed more rewardable, right? Sometimes we do like the normal act in our life. If we are doing according to the Sharia law, lots of benefits are there, and also you can get lots of reward. I quote only 5 to remind the kids, right? And inshallah, I just finish my discussion, go to the Masai. One, because it's Muharram and related to Imam Zainul Abdin alayhi salam. Imam never drink water without shedding the tears or crying. Never. Why? Because Imam Hussain said, "Oh, my follower Shia, remember our thirst before you drink." So when you drink the water, you know the manners of drinking water, right? If you follow the manners, that means you are getting the reward. If you're not following the manners, you lose the benefit. You see, the manners start with the sitting in the daytime or nighttime. Best to sit and drink. Second, when you drink the water, right? You have to check when you're drinking the water. You have to drink in 3 intervals. Say Alhamdulillah each time. Salam, then say Salam on Imam Hussain and curse the killers of Imam Hussain. Allahumma qatalat al-Hussain wa ala alihi. So you see what the reward is, that before you leave your glass from your hand, Allah forgive your sin. That's the benefit. So we lose this benefit if we are not following this treatment. Second thing, you see, you perform wuzu regularly, because we have limited time, so I just give you very quickly. When you do, how you make your good deeds more rewardable? That is main discussion in the end, to remind you, because you may be doing these things. So when you are performing the wuzu, I mentioned like the good discussion about it a long time ago, but you have to do with the right dua. There's the dua. You have to recite all the dua. But Imam Ali said, if you do all the dua with your wuzu, and you finish your wuzu, because he taught Muhammad Hanafi, inshallah, if I get a chance, I can explain more detail in that. So Imam said, when you perform the wuzu correctly with reciting all the dua from beginning to end, Allahumma bayyiz wajhi wa taswaddu fil wujuh wa la tasabbiz wajhi wa fi tabiyyah fil wujuh. So when you recite this dua, all the dua, every drop come out from your wuzu organ, Allah create a angel with that, and that angel going to ask forgiveness for until day of judgment. And what is the benefit of that wuzu you perform? And not only this, the two riwayat said, if you perform like the wuzu and you recite Inna anzalna, Allah forgive your sin. The other hadith, if you perform your wuzu and recite Ayatul Kursi after that, Allah going to add 40 years of sawab in your deed book. Here you come, because last thing, because I don't have time. When you come here, this is the last thing, when you make your good deed. So coming like the markaz and participating in Majlis is good deed, right? Best deed. How you make it more rewardable? Sometimes you participate in the different kind of like the act perform here, right? But you have one extra blessing, only this center. I never seen any center in America which blessed like your center. What is the best thing? You have graveyard across the parking lot, right? So when you come here, right, especially today is Friday. When Friday you come, please go to the graveyard. And when you go to graveyard, in any like the grave, you can put your hand and recite Inna Anzalna 7 times. By moving your hand different part. Why? Because as long as your fingerprints are on the grave, Allah not going to send any kind of punishment to the person who's sleeping in the grave. So moving your hand on 7 places, because you are leaving your fingerprint more than one place to remain longer and push inside. That's when you buried, do not hesitate. Your fingers are muddy. Don't hesitate. Push your finger as deep as possible. Grab the whole dirt in your fist, then recite. At the time, dirt is loose, so you're able to penetrate your finger inside. So that's the right way. Okay, sometimes you don't have courage to like open the door. The door is easy to open. I tried today, right? So go inside and pray there on men, women. If you're some parents, you maybe like the older people, the parents are not buried here. I didn't. It's the right thing. You have to make like the sign of grave and recite 7 times another Nizalna with the intention you're praying on your parents' grave and send sawab from here to there. You get also same sawab. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So making your coming here in Majlis, you are making is multiple reward, right? You can get more extra sawab for this blessing you have here. Sometimes you don't have courage. Okay, I don't want to go there. Cross the like the. Okay, there's another options available. What another option? While you are closing your like the door of your car, coming to the center, recite Qul Huwallah 11 times. How many times? 11 times. And send sawab to the people that are sleeping across the road. And Allah going to transfer the good deeds. You see, this is our discussion. I'm ending right here. Allah going to transfer equivalent good deed, whatever performed by the people that are sleeping in the graveyard, to your account. You see, sometimes what we do, our good deed transfer to someone else's account, but not if someone backbite against me, then his good deeds is going to transfer my account. But Allah not going to delete their good deeds. Allah going to give the equivalent good deeds, whatever performed by the people that are sleeping in the graveyard, to your account by sending the 11 Qul Huwallah sawab to them. This Prophet said, when you're crossing any graveyard, Muslim graveyard, and you recite 11 times Qul Huwallah and send sawab to the people that are in this graveyard, Allah going to give you sawab equivalent to whatever good deed done by the people sleeping there. Recite salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Inshallah, give us a reward to perform that type of good deeds. So any opportunity you get for good deeds, try to do it. So you will receive in sawab for that. But best deed is here, I know. Certain good deeds are not comparable to another good deeds. And one of them is crying for sake of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, or from fear of Imam Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or crying on our own sin. This is the best tears. There is no comparison of reward from anywhere. We don't know what reward we're going to get in the Day of Judgment. This reward is not comparable. I can give you one story, is very famous story, to understand what is the value of your tears. This is from related to Imam Hussain, Imam Ali alayhi salam, because I discuss love of Imam Ali alayhi salam and how Imam Ali love us and reward us and guide us. You see, there's a one, like the Karwan used to go to visit the Karbala and shrine of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Whenever he go to Najaf, there's like the check post and one like Nasibi, he always investigate one of like the good believer and give him lots of trouble to go there. He check very thoroughly and make him like the pass this check post with a very hard time. You say you are also Muslim. Why you are giving me hard time? You say because you're going for visiting the shrine of Imam alayhi Islam, and because of that I have to like the give you hard time. Then several time it happened. One time he said, "This visit I'm not going to ask anything from Imam Ali except punishment for you." You say, "Go do whatever you can do." And then he went there. He started crying. He's holding the zari of Imam alayhi Islam and crying and crying. In Mukashafa, when he's between sleep and awake, he said, Imam, he said, what do you want? He said, I want the punishment for that person who give trouble to the believers when come to visit your shrine. The Imam said, can for sake of me you forgive him? He said, Maulana, he is not your lover. He is not your believer. Why you asking to I forgive my right to him? You see, just I ask you, because I have one right on my shoulder. He done something good for me, so I have to reward him. So for sake of that good deeds, I want to stop my punishment against him and ask you to forgive him. It's more of what good deeds he performed. He said one day he was passing from Farad, and saw lots of water is running in this river. And he remembered thirst of Hazrat Ali Asghar alayhi salam. And he said, there's lots of water here. Why this enemy denied to give water to Ali Asghar? And his eyes get teary. He's got water in his eyes because he saw the water running in the Furat Euphrates river. Because of that tear, I stopped my punishment against him. And then he said, okay, Maula, this is your right. I'm going to forgive him. And he came back, and same time he met the person in the checkpost. He said, why you asked punishment? I'm happy, I'm healthy. Nothing happened to me. I received no punishment from your Maula. You say, because you have right on Imam Ali's shoulder. Because of your good deeds, Imam Ali forgive your sin. He's not punishing you. So what good deeds I perform? Then he said, one day you are standing near the Furat and you saw the water and you cry because thirst of Hazrat Ali. You see, this is me and my Maula. I never told this story to anyone. But Imam Ali know my good deeds. If my Maula know this good deed and he's not punishing me for that good deeds, I'm going to believe in him. And I'm so crying on Imam Hussain alayhi salam, because this is most rewardable deed. You know, Imam Zainul Abidin, whenever see the water, start crying. Whenever he see the people are is serving food come in front of him, he remember Imam Hussain alayhi salam, he remember Hazrat Ali Asghar, Ali Akbar always. You see, today water is available, but Ali Asghar is not here, Ali Akbar is not here. Today, all the loved ones, they're asking for water, is not there. You know, Imam Hussain alayhi salam, buried by Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam. You know, two burial performed by Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, one done in the Karbala, one in the Sham, in this prison when he was burying Imam Hussein's daughter Janab Sakina Salamullah. I know two are very difficult moment when Imam Ali alayhi salam, Imam Hussain alayhi salam was buried by Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam. He found the two hands are coming from the grave. They're asking, give my son to me. And everyone asked who's like the hands are there. And they said, Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam was burying his father. And someone asked for Imam Jafar Sadiq, who came to help Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam. Prophet came, or Hazrat Imam Ali alayhi salam came from Najaf. So Imam Hassan came from the Baqi. He said, no, my grandmother Fatima Zahra was asking, give to my Hussein. Then other side, you see when in the grave, digging a grave in the prison of Hazrat Sakina Salamullah, he buried. Two hand also came, and someone asked who was there to help Imam Zainul Abidin salam. He said there was Imam Hussain alayhi salam came to ask, give my daughter to me. I praised my daughter. It was peace for me. This is like crying for Imam Zainul Abidin salam. But you know, one day when Imam Zainul Abidin salam released, came to the Medina, he was going toward the shrine of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. When he's going toward the shrine of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he was sitting on the ground, and someone informed to Hazrat Zainab Salamullah, just call all the women come first to the shrine of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And Hazrat Kubra, Hazrat Janab Sughra Salamullah informed, and Hazrat Sughra Salamullah start coming. What he found, someone old person sitting in the way, all the family of the Prophet going to the grave. grave of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said, "Oh person, can you please move from this side, because my auntie and all other my family members, my all the family members, they're going to the shrine of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So you are now mahram, non-mahram. Please, can you move so our family can visit the shrine of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam?" And after requesting Hazrat Sughra Salam, the person is not moved. Then he again said, "Can you move, please? Because our women are coming. I do not want any na-mahram to sit in the way." And third time when he's request and he didn't move, he say, "My brother Imam Zainul Abidin also coming. I'm going to complain and to him." And then he said, "My brother Imam Zainul Abidin is coming." He lifted his head. You say, "Oh my Sughra, you did not recognize me. I'm your brother. I'm sitting here to go to the shrine of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam." And he asked Imam Zainul Abidin, "When you went from Karbala, you was not like that look, but you changed completely." You say, "Because I lost everything in the Karbala. I'm coming without my father Hussain. I'm coming without Sakina. I'm coming without my Asghar. Everyone left in the Karbala. I just returned back to Medina." Say, "Alamul ladhina zalamu ayyamun qalabin yanqalibun." Matam Hussain. Hussain, Hussain, Hussain.
اجماعاً صلوات بلند ختم کنید. مرد به جهانیان نشان داد حسین، در معرکه خوب امتحان داد حسین. از بهر نماز و روزه در راه خدا، لب تشنه لب فرات جان داد حسین. مدینه حسینم کجا می رود، اگر می رود شب چرا می رود. مدینه حسینم کجا می رود، اگر می رود شب چرا می رود. مدینه حسینم کجا می رود، اگر می رود شب است و بیابان پر از ولوله. مدینه دعا کن به این قافله، خدا رحم آرد به حال رباب که بر کف گرفته کمان ارمله. مدینه حسینم کجا می رود، اگر می رود شب چرا می رود. مدینه حسینم کجا می رود، اگر می رود پدر را ببارند و لب تشنه سر، پسر را ببندند در این سلسله. شرار جگر شمع محمل شده، نوای جرس آتش دل شده. مدینه حسینم کجا می رود، اگر می رود شب چرا می رود. مدینه حسینم رود. مدینه دعا کن برای حسین، مدینه دعا کن برای حسین که خالی بود در تو جای حسین. مدینه مدینه دیگر نشنوی دل شب صدای دعای حسین. مدینه حسینم کجا می رود اگر می رود مدینه حسینم خدایا تمام مرا میبرند کجا میبرندت کجا میبرند خدایا گل من که نیلی نبود جواب پیامبر که سیلی نبود مدینه حسینم کجا میرود اگر میرود مدینه حسینم رود علی جان ز عشقت کجایی شدم در این کوچه ها ورغوانی شدم خدایا چه خاکی شده بر سرم که رفت از سر سایه مادرم مدینه حسینم کجا می رود مدینه حسینم مدینه به اهل مدینه بگو مدینه به اهل مدینه بگو که فردای سوز یزای حسین خدایا دهد صبر ام البنین که عباس گردد فدای حسین مدینه حسینم کجا می رود اگر می رود شب چرا می رود مدینه حسینم مدینه دعا کن برای حسین مدینه دعا کن برای حسین که خالی بود در تو جای حسین مدینه مدینه دیگر نشنوی دل شب صدای دعای حسین مدینه حسینم کجا می رود اگر می رود شب چرا می رود
Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Thank you. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. Ya Hussein. ओ सलाम उस पर के जो कैदी भी है बीमार भी ओ सलाम उस पर के जो कैदी भी है बीमार भी ओ सलाम उस पर के जो कैदी भी है बीमार भी ओ सलाम उस पर के जो कैदी भी है पाँव में है आबले और आबलों में खार भी हो सलाम उस पर के जो कैदी भी है बीमार भी हो सलाम उस पर के जो कैदी भी है आँख में आंसू और जख्म जिगर में होठों पे रिदा का नौहा कैब बला से है शाम तलक वो कांटों पे सफर करता था बेरिदा सैदानिया उस पर सितम बाजार भी हो सना मुझ पर के जो कैदी भी है बीमार भी हो सलाम उस पर के जो नो के सेना पे है बाप कसे है इस बात पे दिल बेकाबू बेचा दे हैं नामू से पैगंबर ماحول شرابی ہر سو خون روئے سارے با اور سید ابرار بھی ہو سلام اس پر کے جو قیدی بھی ہے بیمار بھی ہو سلام اس پر کے جو قید دیکھنے والی آنکھوں نے دیکھا اس راہ میں یہ بھی منظر ایک مسافر پابند سفر ہے خود اپنی لاش اٹھا کر یہ امام وقت ہے اور قافلہ سالار بھی ہو سلام اس پر کے جو قیدی بھی ہے بیمار بھی ہو سلام اس پر کے جو قیدی خون رگوں کا یا غیرت ہاشم کہتی ہے جھکا لے سر کو طاق و سلاسل کیا قید کریں گے ہے صبر کے اس پیکر کو سر اٹھائے کس طرح ہے راستے بازار بھی ہو سلام مصور کے جو قیدی بھی ہے بیمار بھی ہو سلام اس پر کے دو قیدی بھی ہے دیکھ کے زینب سجاد کی حالت فریاد یہی کرتی تھی میرا یقین ہے ایمان ہے میرا اے شام کے بے قص قیدی روئیں گے تجھ پر صدا مسند بھی اوے دستار بھی ہو سنا مس پر کے جو قیدی بھی ہے بیمار بھی ہو سلام اس پر کے جو قیدی بھی ہے بیمار بھی یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین
یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین آئے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے ہائے 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 سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے لوگ بازار میں زینب کو جو لائے ہوں گے ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے لوگ بازار میں زینب کو جو لائے ہوں گے ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے
ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. یاد عباس کی زینب کو ستاتی ہوگی. یاد عباس کی زینب کو ستاتی ہوگی. لوگ خیام جب لوٹنے آئے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. یاد عباس کی زینب کو ستاتی ہوگی. یاد عباس کی زینب کو ستاتی ہوگی. لوگ خیام کو جب لوٹنے آئے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. چھوڑ کر کوفہ کو ہے شہر نبی میں حیدر. چھوڑ کر کوفہ کو ہے شہر نبی میں حیدر. پاک سجاد کے تابوت پہ آئے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے جب نبی زادیاں دربار میں سر ننگے گئی. جب نبی زادیاں دربار میں سر ننگے گئی. خون بیمار کی آنکھوں میں بہائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. بھیڑ بھی عام تھی اور سر پہ ردائیں بھی نہ تھی. بھیڑ بھی عام تھی اور سر پہ ردائیں بھی نہ تھی. کیسے ناموس نے پھر چہرے چھپائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. ہائے سجاد نے غم کیسے اٹھائے ہوں گے. بھیڑ بھی عام تھی اور سر پہ ردائیں بھی نہ تھی. بھیڑ بھی عام تھی اور سر پہ ردائیں بھی نہ تھی. کیسے ناموس نے پھر چہرے چھپائے ہوں گے. عابد بیمار تھا، وہ عابد بیمار تھا، چلنے سے جو لاچار تھا، چلنے سے جو لاچار تھا، اور شام کا بازار تھا، اور شام کا بازار تھا، اور مصطفیٰ کی بیٹیاں مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین، مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین، یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین۔
السلام علیکم یا ابا عبداللہ، السلام علیکم ابن رسول اللہ، السلام علیکم ابن امیر المومنین وابن سید الوسیین، السلام علیکم ابن فاطمة الزہرا سیدۃ النساء العالمین، السلام علیکم سائر شہداء کربلا، خصوصاً سیدی و مولا یا ابا الفضل العباس یا ابن امیر المومنین، السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ۔ السلام علیکم یا غریب الغرباء، السلام علیکم یا معین الضعفاء والفقراء، السلام علیکم یا سلطان یا ابا الحسن یا علی ابن موسیٰ یا الرضا، السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ۔ السلام علیکم یا صاحب العصر والزمان، السلام علیکم یا شریک القرآن، السلام علیکم یا امام الانس والجان، عجل اللہ تعالی فرجک وسعل اللہ تعالی مخرجک وظہورک، السلام علیکم وعلی آبائک الطیبین الطاہرین، السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ۔ اللہم صل علی